Okay, it's worse than I ever imagined it would be, and I'm mad as hell about it. Nearly 200 vehicles have been removed from the in-game websites, meaning you simply can't buy these vehicles anymore. So before this latest DLC, we had a newswire detailing experience improvements coming to GTA Online. Now, many of them are actually pretty good, and Rockstar should be applauded for finally making the small quality of life changes to the game that people have wanted for a long time, that we've been seeing in the last few DLC updates. Hopefully that continues, because it has genuinely been refreshing to see. But one of the experience improvements they listed that caught my attention, and not in a good way, was when they said, lesser used vehicles will be removed from in-game websites to streamline the browsing experience. These vehicles will be made available via events showrooms, the Lucky Wheel, and other places. Now, we saw early signs of this with the previous DLC where they released some new cars for 1 week only, the first example being the 300R sports car. These cars would later come back, but again only for a week at a time. If you didn't buy those cars during the weeks that they were available, you'd simply have missed out on getting them. I was strongly against this at the time, but they did it anyway because fuck you, give me money. Now, obviously it's plain to see that the only reason they'd want to do this is to increase feelings of FOMO, or fear of missing out. The idea that if you don't get this car this week, you won't know when you'll get the next chance to get it. So you scramble to play the game enough to get the money to buy it, or, and this is what they're really hoping, you succumb to the pressure and buy a shark card in order to get it before it goes away. This isn't aimed at those of us who have the money in-game to buy the cars anyway. It's aimed at squeezing more real-life money out of those who don't have the time to treat this game like a second job by creating artificial scarcity. And that brings us to now, where under the guise of an experience improvement, Rockstar have made the decision to remove a ridiculous number of cars from the in-game websites. Overnight, nearly 200 cars have basically had their ability to be purchased completely removed. They are now unavailable until Rockstar decides to make them available wherever and whenever they deem fit. There are many notable cars that are gone as well. Classic, well-loved vehicles, many of which have been in the game since day one, are just gone, like the Feltzer, Jester, Massacro, Z-Type, 811, 770, Sterling GT, Stinger, JB700, Cheetah, Entity XF, Infernus. The list goes on, and my mouth gets more open the longer I scroll and realise what they've done. At this moment in time, you can't buy any of those vehicles. And it's really interesting that they said they'd remove some lesser used vehicles, but fan favourites and very popular cars have been removed, while stuff that I fail to believe is more used remains, like the fire truck or Yuga van or Boxville. I call absolute bullshit with that claim. There's no way more people have bought a fire truck than an Entity XF. We've been annoyed for a long time at the drip feed of DLC vehicles as they get released piecemeal over the weeks and months after every update. Well, this is the ultimate reverse drip feed, removing cars with the clear intention to create artificial scarcity and increase the feelings of FOMO, all under the guise of improving the experience. It's like they want to be able to re-release old DLCs all over again. Hey, Rockstar, here's an idea. Instead of improving the experience by removing vehicles, how about you just, improve the experience? Like a simple search bar on the website to easily find the car you want, or better filtering like we have on GTAcars.net. Maybe a splash screen for manufacturer, or filters for classes like supers, sports, motorcycles, rather than the stupid 2-door or 4-door filters that we have now that don't always have cars in them that make sense. You've even already got a categorization system with the class system. Use that as a filter on the websites. You could even split up the sites to have motorcycles, supers, open wheel, sports, sports classics and muscle cars on Legendary Motorsport, and then all the other classes like sedans and SUVs on Southern San Andreas Super Autos. Hell, we don't even have the ability to sort cars alphabetically. That alone would help fix a lot of the problems with trying to find certain cars on certain sites. But we all know the real reason that this has been done, and it was announced a day after they announced this. The new Vinewood Car Club, exclusively for GTA Plus members. Now, I'm all for improving the value of GTA Plus. I'm not happy that it exists and I still haven't bought it myself out of principle, but it's clear that it's here to stay and it's going to be key in Rockstar's strategy for the online portion of GTA 6. So if it's going to be there, at least make it worthwhile for those who are choosing to spend the money. Since release, it's basically been pretty weak in my opinion. But don't remove content for the rest of us to give to GTA Plus members. You know for damn sure the cars that have been removed will be available at this new car club more frequently. They'll just put them there instead. And that's already been the case with the Sterling GT, a car that recently received an HSW upgrade and is a top contender for Sport Classics races alongside the HSW Turismo Classic. The only way to buy a Sterling GT right now is via the Vinewood Car Club. It's an old car that's relevant and received new updates and modifications that's currently only available to GTA Plus members to buy. The only saving grace for PS5 and Xbox Series X members is that you can buy cars off other people at the Los Santos car meet, so if you know someone who has the car, you can buy it off them. But that's hardly an improvement on just being able to buy it yourself from the website. And if you're on PC or old gen, you're completely shit out of luck since you don't even have GTA Plus or the ability to buy cars at the meet. They're just flat out unavailable for you. Now, I don't know if Rockstar has plans to bring them back in other places that will make them more readily available, but even if they do, don't remove them before having that be an option. But you know exactly how it's going to be in the future. Oh, you want this specific car? Well, you've got to be a GTA Plus member if you don't want to wait another 3 months for us to remember to make it available for everyone for the week that you happen to be on holiday and can't access the game to buy it. It's insidious, conniving, and further evidence, if we needed it, that GTA 6's online offering will be an absolute shit show with all this stuff baked in from the start and more control exercised on the in-game economy to make constant monthly subscriptions with GTA Plus and regular shark card purchases necessary to keep up. Reverse this decision, Rockstar. Put an A to Z filter on the in-game sites and be done with it. If you want to put in a little bit more effort, add the ability to filter by class. But put the damn cars back because this is absolutely atrocious. Nobody asked for this.